U.S. President Donald Trump said he wants Egypt and Jordan to take in Palestinians from Gaza, an area he described as a demolition site. Trump said he told Jordan's King Abdullah in a phone call this weekend, "I would love for you to take on more because I'm looking at the entire Gaza Strip right now, and it's a mess. It's a real mess." Trump said he planned to make a similar request to Egypt's president on Sunday. The move could be temporary or could be long term, he added. Hamas has vowed to oppose any such action, and Trump's comments are likely to outrage Palestinians in Gaza who view the territory as their ancestral home. Our Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip endured death and destruction for 15 months without leaving their land. Therefore, they will not accept any offer or solution, even if it appears to be good intentions under the title of reconstruction, as announced by the proposals of U.S. President Trump. Bassem Naim, a member of the Hamas political bureau, told the BBC, "Our people, just as over the decades they have prevented all plans for displacement and an alternative homeland, will also thwart such projects," he added. Most of Gaza's 2 million residents have been displaced in the 15-month war with Israel, which has razed much of Gaza's infrastructure. The United Nations estimates that 60% of structures in Gaza have been damaged or destroyed, and that it could take decades to rebuild them. Trump made his comments while speaking to a group of journalists on board the presidential plane Air Force One. "We're talking about probably 1.5 million people, and let's just clean all that up," he said. "Almost everything is demolished, and people are dying there. So I would rather engage with some of the Arab nations and build housing in a different location where perhaps they can live in peace sometime." Trump did not elaborate on the proposal, and there was no reference to the issue in the official White House readout of the call. Asked about Trump's comments, Abu Yahya Rashid, a displaced man in the southern city of Khan Yunis, said, "We are the ones who decide our destiny and what we want. This land is ours and the property of our ancestors throughout history. We will not leave it except as corpses." Decades of American foreign policy have been committed to the creation of a Palestinian state with Gaza as a core part, but that is something Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejects. The United States has maintained that it opposes any forced displacement of Palestinians from Gaza or the occupied West Bank. They cannot and should not be pressured to leave Gaza, Biden's Secretary of State Antony Blinken said in January last year. According to the United Nations, more than 2 million Palestinian refugees live in Jordan, most of whom have been granted citizenship. They are descendants of some of the estimated 750,000 Palestinians who fled or were forced from their homes in the conflicts surrounding the formation of Israel. Thousands of Palestinians have fled to Egypt since the war with Israel began, but they are not recognized as refugees there. In October 2023, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said he rejected any forced displacement of Palestinians to the Sinai Peninsula, and that the only solution was an independent state for the Palestinians. Some members of Israel's far right want to return to Gaza and establish settlements there. Israel ordered a unilateral withdrawal in 2005, with 21 settlements dismantled and some 9,000 settlers evacuated by the army. Former National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, a far-right politician, said he praised Trump for the initiative to transfer residents from Gaza to Jordan and Egypt. "One of our requests to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is to promote voluntary emigration," he wrote on social media site X. Trump's comments come as Palestinians displaced by the war have been unable to return to their homes in northern Gaza due to accusations by Israel that Hamas violated the terms of a ceasefire agreement, which came into effect last Sunday. "There is nothing there. There is no life. Everything is demolished, but still, returning to your land, to your home, is a great joy," one man who was anxiously waiting to be let through told the BBC. In separate comments also made on Air Force One, Trump said he had ended a suspension imposed by Biden that curbed the supply of bombs to Israel. They paid for them, and they've been waiting for them for a long time, he told reporters on Air Force One. The United States is Israel's largest arms supplier, helping it build one of the most technologically sophisticated militaries in the world. But the war in Gaza has led to renewed calls for the United States to reduce or end arms shipments to Israel because of the level of destruction caused by American weapons in the territory.